Klay Thompson's last season in Golden State was pure chaos. At times, it seemed impossible to recognize the sharpshooting superstar that it stole our hearts en route to helping create one of the most dangerous dynasties in sports history. Last season, things had gotten so bad that at one point, we were seeing Klay Thompson make uncharacteristic rookie mistakes.
Draymond finding Podziemski, corner three, got it! So you need a score, stop, score, there's one! And they're gonna foul Westbrook.
Look at the score of the game and the time on the clock when Klay Thompson fouls Westbrook here. Then go ahead and look at the reaction of Brandon Podziemski and Steve Kerr. You can understand why these guys were fed up. Imagine being in the middle of a heated playoff race and then your teammate does this. You'd probably be pretty heated too. This moment right here truly felt like the beginning of the end for Klay Thompson in Golden State. But guys, before we continue, we are inching closer to 300,000 subscribers. So be sure to support my journey as a creator and subscribe if you haven't already. It would be much appreciated. Now, let's get back to the action. The game following Klay Thompson's head-scratching foul, he'd get benched. He'd return to the starting lineup March 26th with everything looking much closer to normal, but nothing was ever the same. But Klay was hooping, and the Warriors were winning, so it didn't matter. And then the play-in tournament happened. Klay's 0-10 stinker against the Kings would be a parting gift for the Warriors, as one thing had become abundantly clear for Klay Thompson, and that was the fact that this Golden State legend needed a change of scenery. So just like one thing would become abundantly clear for Klay Thompson, one thing would also become abundantly clear for the Mavericks after getting gentlemen swept by the Celtics in the finals, and that was the fact that this Mavericks team desperately needed more shooting. As a team, the Mavericks shot just 31.6% from downtown in the finals against the Celtics, and the only players who knocked down 8 or more threes for them were Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic. The Celtics only shot marginally better, shooting 33.8% from deep, but the difference for them was that thanks to their huge volume, they'd make 22 more threes. That's 66 more points in what was a short series. That differential is huge, and it's amplified when you're playing a team that's as good as Boston. The Celtics create and knock down so many threes that it can truly be overwhelming for an opponent. The kicker is that they have multiple shot creators who can also hit the contested ones too. I don't even want to talk about what I saw the Boston Celtics do on opening night to the New York Knicks. As a Jalen Brunson fantasy owner, a tear streaked down my eye. So with the Mavericks looking to add a shooter this offseason, they wouldn't add just any shooter to their squad. They'd add an all-time great. Klay Thompson is currently 6th all-time for made threes, only trailing Reggie Miller, Damian Lillard, James Harden, Ray Allen, and Steph Curry. Klay Thompson joining Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving in Dallas would immediately raise the bar in Dallas. Upon Klay joining the Mavericks, Kyrie Irving would say that I feel like our dreams can be possible because he's here now. And you're not going to find me arguing with Kyrie, because Klay Thompson couldn't have landed in a better spot. At 34, Klay would be going from a motion-based system in Golden State where he'd feel the need to score at a high clip, to playing off of two of the best creators in the league in Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic, meaning that Klay could focus on what he does best, shooting the basketball. Just like Golden State, the Mavericks were among the best at generating open looks last year. Last season, this Mavericks system generated the 2nd most open threes per game during the regular season and the 4th most during the playoffs. But despite generating all of these open looks, last season the Mavericks still had nobody outside of Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic that shot open threes at a better clip than 36%. Guys, last season, Klay shot them at a blistering 39.2%. And as we all know, Klay isn't just some wide open set shooter. He's one of the best volume and movement shooters in history. Last season, Klay took 9 threes per game and hit 38.7% of them. And what's crazy is that last year was considered a down year for Klay. Imagine being that good at something. What Klay shot in a down year would be a mind-bending shooting season for anybody else. But this alleged down year had some people mortified of his career arc coming into this season, and the preseason would only make things worse. Against the Clippers with no Luka and no Kyrie, he'd struggle so bad that one game, he'd go 0 of 9 from the field and 0 of 6 from 3 for 0 points. This had people calling Klay washed not even a game into the regular season. Call me naive, but I think that calling Klay washed before he played a second of regular season basketball with the Mavericks was a little unfair, especially when the Mavericks' deadly trio had yet to share the floor together. If you want to see how easy that Kai and Luka make the game for Klay and vice versa, then look no further than Klay's regular season debut with the Mavericks. Check this out. Luka Doncic runs the secondary break. Luka, being an elite point guard, knows where Klay Thompson is at all times. Him looking Klay off the whole way here sets up a wide open 3 for a trailing Klay. All eyes are on Luka, but defenses can't afford to do that anymore. In rhythm jump shot for Klay, easy splash. Here we have a bare bones variation of the infamous Spain pick and roll. This play starts with a Luka and Lively screen and roll, which is by itself one of the most dangerous screen and rolls in the game, thanks to Luka being Luka and Lively's elite vertical spacing and short roll ability. Lively finished this game with 6 assists, by the way, which is beautiful. This guy has limitless potential. Anyways, Klay sets a back screen on Wemby, who is in some really deep drop coverage. This action confuses the defense, and yet again, it's all eyes on Luka. At this point, it's pick your poison. Klay flashes out to the 3-point line wide open, which is incredible, because I've seen Shaq less open on 3-point attempts. And that's not Shaq getting ready to shoot that ball. That's Klay Thompson. Klay has so much time to shoot this ball that he decides to get a dribble in, while Luka decides to celebrate before the shot even goes up. Klay's shooting ability and overall difficult shot making is going to take this offense to another level. Last season, on a per game basis, Tim Hardaway Jr. was the Dallas Mavericks' third leading scorer. He'd average 14.4 points on poor efficiency. When he scored more than 20 points, the Mavericks were 11-4. Klay Thompson, who averaged 17.9 points last season, looks to step into that third leading scorer role, and something tells me that he's going to have more than 15 games this season where he scores over 20 points. Luka and Kyrie's scoring and creativity mixed in with Klay's inability to miss is a problem for the league. If Klay continues to defend like he did against the Spurs, then I already know that some Warriors fans are going to be sick. Klay would finish his debut with 22 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist, and 3 steals. He shot 7 of 13 from the field and 6 of 10 from 3. You have to love that volume and efficiency from deep. But with that being said, I still wouldn't mind seeing the Mavericks add some more shooters who are versatile, as I'm still concerned about the consistency of some of their other role players. But hey, good thing they got Klay. In the comments below, let me know what you guys thought of this debut from Klay Thompson. Am I gassing it, or did the Mavericks get one of the steals of the offseason? Now don't forget guys, Underdog is boosting your profit to celebrate opening week, so be sure to take advantage of that while you can with code COOP. Shout out to Underdog for sponsoring the channel. Anyways guys, there's some more going on in the basketball world that I need to be talking about, so clicking the video on the screen right now is a great way to support this channel. I'm GetLikeCoop, bringing you guys the scoop until our next upload.